Hello everyone, Scott here for another Hyperbole. I know it's hyperbole, but Hyperbole makes it mine. Last night I got out of AV3D Dr. Atmos. It's Doctor Strange. It's always funny how they end up doing that, and we joked that Dr. Atmos is actually not a half bad name for a character. But this is Doctor Strange, Marvel's latest and greatest. I don't know if it's greatest, but I really enjoyed it. I knew that a Doctor Strange movie could be something good, and as I saw how they started expanding things with Ant-Man and showing that they can make other kinds of movies, and really cementing the fact that they don't really make superhero movies, they make comic book movies, we're in good hands. Consider the fact that they made a heist movie with Ant-Man, they made superhero movies with Civil War and Avengers, but they've also made like god battles with Thor, and the sci-fi tech movies with Iron Man, and the straight-up sci-fi Star Wars-y type swashbuckling with Guardians. They can make magic. They can do everything. And that's what Doctor Strange is now. We've got magic involved, and it's still kind of scientifically explained in ways in that it's just tapping into things, but everything always builds on the prior. That's the beauty of Marvel and how they pull this stuff off. They started with a guy with experimental tech, and then you later learn how he got that experimental tech because his dad got a godly thing. But experimental tech that leads into having some little alien-ish type stuff with another realm for Thor. And then you've got a super soldier serum involving with Cap, but the Nazis were there, so they all tie together nicely. And the gamma radiation for Hulk is actually what came from the super soldier, so they're still all tied together. Then aliens show up. And that drives people to react differently in that they have to protect things, and that leads to the whole Ultron thing. But that goes too far, and people have to react to fight back against that, because the world's like, hey, you've gone too far. Except by this point, they've gotten the attention of everybody out there, so everyone's starting to come in from Earth and beyond. And that's where we get Ant-Man coming in as well. So let's go back further. Guardians, showing the intergalactic aspects of where all this is happening, showing us things that people of Earth don't even know about yet, but it's out there. And then you chain in with Ant-Man, a little, almost more personal idea of it, but it's still opening all these doors we've already seen into quantum physics and things like that, all these different dimensions. And then Doctor Strange just blows through that. Everything having been established, it makes sense that Tony Stark, the guy who fiddled with things and could barely fly in his early ones, is in the same universe as the master of the mystic arts, who's Inception magicking through everything in these awesome fight scenes with an awesome cloak, and Marvel's done it again. Now, I know a lot of people are upset over the whole Marvel formula. It's an origin story, it's predictable, it's got a weak villain, and yeah, but it works. These things are financially successful and critically acclaimed for a reason. The biggest thing, I know a lot of people last night, I went with 12 people. I bought the tickets, so I got paid back and the money's starting to trickle in for that, but that's the biggest group I've ever tried to get for movies, and it worked perfect. A lot of people don't like Thor 2, The Dark World, and it's understandable why. It's probably the least remembered. Thor was really good, but it fell off the radar quick, and Dark World did too. I liked the ending and how crazy and stuff was, but Doctor Strange shows you that that was really kind of like a dry run for what they could really do. And yet, it was easier to follow here in Doctor Strange. And it seems like that's how they're going with this stuff, in that one thing leads to another logically. Now, that's the same idea of the weak villains. You've got, I don't even remember what the villain there was. It wasn't Curse, that was the other guy, but you've got weak villains across the board, but you've got good actors playing them, so it does work well. There's a bigger bad in this one. It's Doctor Strange. You get mystic stuff and cosmic stuff, and it's awesome. I actually thought it was Eternity at first, because I'm an Infinity Gauntlet fan, and I can't wait for Infinity War. But with someone else, and it makes all the sense in the world, and it's really good. Cumberbatch is amazing in this. He is so good. McAdams proves her worth in a small role, but a key one, and it's really good. Mads Mikkelsen is Caecilius, I think his name is pronounced. It's a weird one, but he's quite good. I mean, he's never not good, so he has good conviction here. He works well. The random baddies that he has are whatever. Chiwetel Ejiofor, which I probably didn't pronounce right, is awesome. He's always fun. I like him in everything, so he's good here. He's believable in all aspects, too. Benedict Wong is Wong, alongside Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange, so that's not confusing. But he's awesome. He's really great. Cumberbatch, like I said, is fantastic. And Tilda Swinton surprised the hell out of me by being likable and funny and charming and almost cute in a way, in a part that is anything but. She was awesome. She was really fun in this movie. And that shows you right there how crazy this stuff is. Overall, this movie's awesome. I love Marvel's movies. Like I said, I defend them against their formula. People criticize it, but people eat it up. Like, the people criticizing it, you are the minority. Please remember that. That said, I do want to see them do more original stuff. At the same time, they do, because Ant-Man was unlike any other Marvel movie. Sure, it was another Stark type thing with another suit and this, but where they went with it and how they did it was different. Same thing here. It's Iron Man magic. He's even got the goatee. Whatever. It's all good stuff. It's crazy good. And I can't recommend it enough. That's 15 of these damn things now, I think, or 16 of these movies Marvel's pulled off. Best part is they always experiment after a bit. They do stuff you don't expect. They did it here. They do stuff you expect but then don't expect. The climax is great. It's so awesome. Scott Derrickson, the director, he did horror movies. And they brought him in for this. And that's good because that's like a weird horror visual type guy doing stuff you don't expect. Some of the effects in this are insane. This movie deserves the Academy Award. Now, Marvel movies have been snubbed at the Oscars for the past few years, not even getting nominated. Inception won. This is Inception times 12. Come on. So, yeah. Awesome movie. Super fun. My one main gripe is probably the music. It didn't really have a cool theme. They had some great different composers over the years, but I think it's Michael Giacchino. I know his name, but he's never done anything memorable to me. Thematically, he's done good stuff, and I'm like, I like it, but it's not ever anything that jumps out in the way like a Raiders march, or a Superman theme, or a Batman theme, or to spin all around, the Avengers theme, the Captain America theme even. Like, we don't have that here. And that's probably the weakest part because Ant-Man didn't really have one, Thor didn't really have one, the Avengers do, and Iron Man kind of did from the first one, but it was more AC/DC after that. That's probably Marvel's weakest point right now, is the lack of core musical thematic themes. We'll get there. But that's a minor gripe, because the music does work well, in that sense of it doesn't pull you out of the movie, it works in the movie. And that's always something where, yeah, it's doing what it's supposed to, it doesn't make you notice it, but then you're kind of like, oh yeah, I guess it was. I prefer music that you notice, because it really just raises everything and gets you into it. That's me. But that's hardly a gripe. The music worked super perfectly well for what it had to do. There you go. So absolutely worth seeing, 100%. I don't regret seeing it. I don't regret buying 12 tickets that I'm getting paid back for in due time. I don't regret the 3D at all. This is easily the best 3D movie I've seen in a long time, because just think of the visual effects of it, and there you go. Holy crap. Absolutely we're seeing opening night. I would have gone to a preview screening if I could. It's those. I love Marvel movies, and this is the next in them. And after Ant-Man and this, they're really proving that they can take your A-list characters and then also apply what they've learned to the smaller ones. Please remember, Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man were not A-list. It was Spider-Man. It was the X-Men. It was the Hulk. These were the characters everyone went after from Fox and Paramount and all these other guys to license things. Universal had Hulk. Fox had Fantastic Four and X-Men. They all went after these things, but they left behind Cap. They never quite could work that out. They never could work out Thor. And they left it with Marvel to have their own thing and went, well, we'll do it ourselves. And now they're the A-list. As they should be, because they're A-list characters. Cap, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk. The Hulk was a weird one with Universal's distribution, but and the Avengers, and now they're bringing in stuff. They made Guardians of the Galaxy, which is D-list. Sales did go up with Bendis writing it, but it's not Bendis's Guardians, it's the Abnett Lanning ones, and they're good, quality, but they're never on the level of what you would think a $200 million movie should be. Marvel proved everyone wrong, and they did that right. And then they did it with frickin' Ant-Man, who never really had a series. Irredeemable, yes, but... And now Doctor Strange, who has been hard to support one. He's like Ghost Rider in that the idea is there, but it doesn't really last long. And yet here we have an amazing cast, AAA everything, the best visual effects I've seen in years, probably since Pacific Rim. And it's Doctor Strange. That's awesome. I love that Marvel's proving everybody wrong, because they're able to take these goofy comic book concepts and make comic book movies. Be they heist movies, be they superhero movies, be they 70s spy thrillers, be they swashbuckling star adventures, or just mystic battles in New York and Hong Kong and London. It works. They are proving this works. And there was something else I was going to say, but I completely forget what it was. It was on that topic of how they're able to pull this stuff off. I can't remember what it was, but I don't need any more than that. I will leave it at that. Absolutely go see Doctor Strange. See it in 3D. By far. It absolutely deserves it. I'm going to be buying this Blu-ray when it comes out. I can't wait. It is awesome. I want to watch it again. That's actually what it was. It was the world... These movies are managing to take world-ending stakes and bookend them with legit comedy and heartfelt stuff. The best example of that was probably Avengers Age of Ultron, where they talked about how everything is going to come crumbling down for everyone ever, and then you cut immediately to Vision in a sweater vest putting paprika in something. That's it. And that stuff happens here too. You've literally got universes going and swirling and entities, and then a one-liner that works. Because everybody buys in. Everybody has conviction for it. All the cast, and they make you work with that as well. It's fantastic. There was another thing I was going to say on that I forgot, but I forget what it was, and that's it. So I'll leave it at that. Go see Doctor Strange. Absolutely. I can't wait for sequels. I can't wait for him to be included in other ones. There are 2 after credit bits, one after the main glory fancy credits, and then one at the very end. They are both relevant to things, so I'll leave it at that. That's all I got to say. See you next time.